Last year at the Summer Heat Shootout, the final round came down to the Nitro Machine and the Sobe Chevrolet. However, Nitro Machine fell victim to the mud pit down in the shutdown area, and your 2020 Summer Heat Shootout champion was Matthew Riley in the Sobe Chevrolet. However, tonight, 32 trucks will be competing as we get set to crown the 2021 Summer Heat Shootout champion. The 2021 Summer Heat Shootout kicks off right now, and this sold-out crowd is electric here tonight at the MTA Arena as 32 of MTA's best monster trucks are going to go head-to-head racing for the Summer Heat Shootout Championship. Hi everyone, I am your host tonight, Steve Jones, and we are going to kick things off with Carolina Crusher taking on Avenger. However, look at the field of trucks we got competing tonight. It's going to be a knockdown drag-out all the way to the finish line until the final round. And now as we get set to kick off round one racing here at the Summer Heat Shootout, up first you see the Avenger Chevrolet out of Columbus, Michigan. That's Fifi behind the wheel. He is set to take on another Chevrolet. That's Andrew Hall and Carolina Crusher out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. It's a battle of the Bowtie Brigade here to kick off the Summer Heat Shootout in 2021. Staged as we go green. Down the straight stretch now, two Chevrolets throwing it down, up and over the cars, and they come across the finish line. And I do believe Carolina Crusher is your winner. We're going down to a photo finish to figure it out as MTA officials reveal here, and Carolina Crusher moves on to round two. Up next in round one, Dustin Jaeger in the Stone Crusher Machine out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is set to take on Mitch Brown, five-time Thunder champion out of Pacific, Missouri in Bigfoot. Two Ford Ovals going to battle it out now here in round one action. Who's going on to round two as we go green down the straight stretch? Both trucks looking even. Through no man's land, Bigfoot puts down the horsepower. He takes out Stone Crusher here in round one. Bigfoot moves on. Up next in round one, here's Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri in Snakebite, formerly known as Colt Cobra. But over in that far lane, you see it right there. That's the Diggers Diecast Mohawk Warrior. That's Colton Hotchkiss behind the wheel representing Diggers Diecast. Stage now as we go green. Both trucks hard off the line down the straight stretch. Gene pulling a hard lead on him, and Snakebite picks up the win over the Diggers Diecast Mohawk Warrior. Gene Patterson looking strong out here in that Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. He's on to round two. And up next, out of Wells Motorsports, is Ashley Obie returning in the Pirates Curse, but she has got a tough task at hand because in that near lane, there you see it, wild man Ryan Johnson back behind the wheel of the Brodozer. He took home the All-American Throwdown win last month. He's going to take on Pirates Curse here as we go green down the straight stretch. Both of them looking even. Brodozer pulling a slight lead in such a close race. Pirates Curse has turned it over down in the shutdown area. I do believe Brodozer did pick up the win as we go down to an MTA photo finish. And there you see it, Brodozer does get the win. Moving on to round number two. And up next, another member out of the Diggers Diecast race team. That's Keith Cromwell behind the wheel of the Monster Lobster Crustacean over in the far lane. But in the near lane, he is back again. That's Ray Acuna in the Power Ford Machine out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's looking to knock off the Monster Lobster here in round one. Staged as we go green. Both goes hard off the line. Power Ford pulling a slight lead. Crustacean coming back on him. Power Ford got into the pod there in the center of the track. Crustacean does pick up the win. However, Ray Acuna and the Power Ford Machine are upside down. And up next here in round one out of the Maximum Motorsports race team, that's newcomer Justin Lamb behind that beautiful Dragon Ice Machine. They had a hard rollover on Thursday night. They got the truck back together, and it's looking good here at the Summer Heat Shootout. In the near lane, that's Brandon Jaeger and Zombie. He won the Livewire event earlier this year. There's the green light now, Dragon and Zombie down the straight. Zombie's getting out of shape, and Dragon picks up the win over Zombie. Justin Lamb out of the Maximum Motorsports race team. He moves on to round two action. Up next in round one now, John Kadiux in that Chillin' Villain Chevrolet. He draws up against your boy Shaggy, Matt Cheever, and Gravedigger the Legend out of Poplar Branch, North Carolina. And I can tell you now, no one wants a big win more than Matt Cheever over there in that far lane with Gravedigger the Legend. Stage now, Ford versus Chevrolet. As we go green down the straight stretch, they're even. Slight lead to Matt Cheever, and he pulls off the win. He got a little cattywampus there coming through the shutdown area, but it's going to be the Gravedigger Machine moving on to round two. And up next, we've got Pop Steve Jones representing Monster Truck Attitude in that beautiful blacked out Chevrolet machine over in the far lane. He's a newcomer out here, first time behind the wheel. And over in the near lane, that's Chad Legit, Too Legit out of Chris Baluch's Bad Weather Race Team. MTA versus Tropical Thunder now down the straight stretch. They're hard off the line. Slight lead, MTA's in trouble, turns it over. And I don't know who got the win. They came across the line almost identically. They were both letting it all hang out, back now down to an MTA replay. And you see in the near lane, Tropical Thunder had a slight lead on him. Up and over no man's land. Beautiful jump by Tropical Thunder, but watch your far lane. Pops over there, losing it in MTA, turning the truck over. Tropical Thunder does move on as you take a look at the photo finish by merely inches. What a race right there to close out that round one matchup. And up next, we've got Stephen Hardware returning in that sweet-looking red primer Gravedigger there over in the far lane. He's looking bad fast there in qualifying. But over in the near lane, we've got Daniel Thomas and Blacksmith, that 1941 Willys. Gravedigger, Blacksmith now as we go green. Down the straight stretch, both trucks looking strong. Slight lead to Gravedigger and a beautiful run by Stephen Hardware and the Gravedigger. He picks up the win over Blacksmith, moving on to round two action. And up next, we've got James Valancourt out of the K&J Racing Team in that beautiful Liquidator machine. He's looking for his first big win out here in that brand new ride. However, he's got Corey Marvin over in the far lane out of the Diggers Diecast Race Team in Earthshaker. Who's moving on to round two? Earthshaker, Liquidator. As we go green now, here's the Summer Heat Shootout. Earthshaker jumped him off the line, and huge problems for Earthshaker. He's upside down, and it's all Valancourt in the Liquidator machine. He moves on to round two. And up next here in round one, we've got another battle of the bow tie. This time, Jason Craddock out of Spring, Texas in the King Crunch Chevrolet, staged in the far lane. But over in the near lane, we've got Joey Andrews behind the wheel of the Devastator Chevrolet. Only one of these Chevrolets is going to move on to round two. As we go green now, even down the straight stretch, Devastator, total lead, King Crunch in trouble now. And Devastator and Joey Andrews move on to round two action. Problems for King Crunch as we check it out in the MTA replay. You see him hit that first jump now. King Crunch trying to lay it down. He actually had a slight lead on him. Lost it there off that second set of cars. Rocked up and rolled over. Devastator, however, does move on. And up next, we've got returning Johnny Redlaw in the Grinder machine out of Tampa, Florida. He didn't run so hot during the Thursday Night Thunder Series throughout the August season. He's looking to make up for it right here tonight. But over there in that far lane, that's Rich Wagner out of the Wells Motorsports Race Team and that 41 Willys, Captain's Curse. Stage now as we go green. Goes hard up the line now. Grinder pulled a slight lead, but Captain's Curse coming back on him. I'm not sure who picked up the win there. It was so close as they came across the finish line. Down now to a photo finish. And your winner is going to be Rich Wagner and Captain's Curse by half a truck. Moving on. And up next here in round one, the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, back behind the wheel of the Black Pearl machine. We haven't seen him since the All-American Throwdown. He's looking to stake claim here tonight. But over in the far lane, this kid picked up his first Thunder victory this past season in August. The Crazy Cat, Jason Wilkin Prowler. Bow truck stage, there's the green light now. Prowler gets him off the line. Black Pearl trying to play catch up in the Crazy Cat, Jason Wilkin, the Prowler machine. Knocks off Black Pearl in round one. This kid's making a name for himself out here. Unbelievable as we move on to a five-time Thunder champion, Bradley Graham and Goldberg returning to the line, and he's getting ready to take on Joshua Stats in that wicked-looking 53 Corvette, better known as Vet King. Bradley Graham, another longtime competitor, looking for his first big win. Can he do it tonight as we go green down the straight track? Both trucks looking even up through no man's land. Vet King's in trouble, and Bradley Graham and Goldberg pick up the win over the Vet King machine. And I'm not sure what happened to Vet King. He went for a wild ride right there as we move on with round one action. Up next, we've got Jalen Buford out of the Maximum Motorsports Race Team. He's rocking with that USA 1 Chevrolet. He made a heck of an impression last month at the All-American Throwdown. But over in the near lane, that's Lewis Thompson IV in the Wolverine Chevrolet. Two bow ties gonna throw it down here as we go green down the straight stretch. Looking even up through no man's land. And Jalen Buford in the USA 1 Chevrolet pick up the win over the Wolverine machine. They move on to round two action as we get set now to close out round one. Out of the Johnson Motorsports Race Team, that's Chantel Bailey in that Scooby-Doo machine, looking to do good for her team right here tonight over in that far lane. But in the near lane, we've got the owner of the Bad Weather Race Camp. That's Chris Baluch. You might know him from Stinger, now in that BKT machine. Scooby-Doo and BKT to close out round one. Down the straight stretch, looking even through no man's land. Oh, what a close race to close out round one action. And from where I'm sitting up in the booth, I'm not sure who did pick up the win. The MTA officials are going to send up a photo finish, and we're going to see it right now. Your winner will be Chris Baluk in the BKT machine, moving on to round 2 action. And now I gotta say, we had some close racing there in round 1 as we get prepped up here for the Summer Heat Shootout for round 2. And we're gonna see the Carolina Crusher machine out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. That's Andrew Hall behind the wheel. He is set to take on that big bad Ford out of Pacific, Missouri. 5-time Thunder champion in that far lane, Mitch Brown and Bigfoot. Ford versus Chevrolet to kick off round 2 here at the Summer Heat Shootout. Down the straight stretch now, they're looking even through no man's land. Oh, look out! And I do believe Bigfoot may have gotten the win over Carolina Crusher. I'm not sure. Back down now to an MTA replay. You see him coming down the straight stretch. Look through no man's land. Sick air by Bigfoot as they go across the line. And Carolina Crusher taps him right there. Good driving by Mitch Brown, keeping it under control. Bigfoot does move on. Up next in round 2, wild man Ryan Johnson in the Brodozer machine. Back behind the wheel for the Johnson Motorsports race team. He is the owner and captain of that team. But in the far lane out of Jefferson City, Missouri, Gene Patterson and Snakebite. These two met in the finals at Monster Mania 2. Who's going to take it home here? Bojo's hard off the line, slightly to Brodozer, gets out of shape, and wow, look out, Gene Patterson put it on 2 wheels in the shutdown area. Brodozer does pick up the win over Snakebite. Up next in round 2 matchups, Keith Cromwell out of the Diggers Diecast race team, another top-notch competitor out here on the MTA circuit. He's got new blood over there in the far lane, Justin Lamb out of the Maximum Motorsports race team in Dragon Ice. Diggers Diecast versus Maximum Motorsports. As we go green now down the straight stretch, they're looking even. Crush Nation turns it over, and Justin Lamb and Dragon Ice is moving on to round 3 action in that Dragon Ice machine. And tough break for Crustacean now. And up next, we've got your boy Shaggy coming back to the line. Matt Cheever and Gravedigger the Legend. He is set to take on Chad Legit, 2 Legit, out of the Team Bad Weather Race Camp over there in the Tropical Thunder machine. Both trucks waiting at the line for that green light to go. Who's moving on to round 3 down the straight stretch now? Legend has a slight lead. Chad Legit's in trouble, turns it over. He got into the brakes there in the shutdown area. He was heading for the wall. As we take you back now to an MTA replay, look at the Legend right there in the near lane, but watch in the far lane. He starts heading for the wall. Chad Legit locks up the brakes, turn the truck over. Unbelievable racing right there. And up next, we've got Stephen Hardware returning in that red primer Gravedigger. He looked bad fast in round 1 action, but he's got a tough task because James Valencourt, the veteran out here on the MTA circuit, over in the far lane, stage now in the Liquidator machine. Who's moving on to round 3? There's the green light. Both trucks hard off the line. Gravedigger with him. Sick air. Gravedigger takes the win. Stephen Hardware had the truck set on kill. He moves on to round 3 with a beautiful wheel stand across the last set of cars. And up next in round 2 action, Rich Wagner returns in that beautiful 1941 Willys out of the Wells Motorsports Race Camp, 8-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. He's taking on some new blood. That's Joey Andrews in the far lane in the Devastator Chevrolet. He's just trying to make a name for himself out here. As we go green, Devastator jumps him off the line. Wagner trying to play catch up and they come across the line there almost at the same time. Wagner way over in the far lane now. He got crossed up. As we look at the photo finish, your winner will be Rich Wagner in Captain's Curse, moving on to round 3. And up next, this one's a matchup for the ages because Bradley Graham and Goldberg has not been able to get around Jason Wook and the Prowler machine on Thursday Night Thunder. He has got his number. Bradley Graham looking to claim victory here tonight over the Crazy Cat. Both trucks stays at the line. Who moves on to round 3? Prowler, Goldberg, as we go green. Down the straight stretch now, they're looking even. Up through no man's land, and the Crazy Cat and Prowler. He is showing he's a force to be reckoned with out here. Bradley Graham can just not upset the Prowler machine. He's on the trailer. And up next, out of the Maximum Motorsports Race Camp, this is Jalen Buford looking good in the USA 1 Chevrolet. He's rocking and rolling here tonight, just like he did at the All-American Throwdown. But over in the far lane, Chris Baluk, the leader of the Bad Weather Race Camp in the BKT machine. Stage now waiting on green now down the straight stretch. They're even up through no man's land, and USA 1 gets way out of shape. But Jalen Buford out of the Maximum Motorsports Race Camp takes USA 1 into round 3 action. Unbelievable racing right there, and we hope you enjoyed round 2 matchups because we have got a special announcement coming September 25th. Superior Survivor 32 trucks and only one champion. We can't wait to see you there when that 32 truck event kicks off as we move on to round 3 action at the Summer Heat Shootout. Mitch Brown returning in Bigfoot out of Pacific, Missouri, 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, staged in that far lane. But over in the near lane, the man who won the All-American Throwdown, Wild Man Ryan Johnson in Brodozer. There's the green light now, both trucks hard on the line, looking even up through no man's land, and Brodozer takes the win into cross station. He couldn't get it shut down in time. He claims victory over Bigfoot. Up next in round 3, we've got Justin Lamb returning, again out of the Maximum Motorsports Race Camp in Dragon Ice. He's been looking strong all night, staying consistent, but in the far lane, Shaggy returns, and Gravedigger the Legend. For once, he's looking good and consistent. Do they have it dialed in? As we go green now down the straight stretch, they're even through no man's land. Dragon's in trouble, turns it over. And Matt Cheever and Gravedigger the Legend move on to semifinals. However, in the near lane, a hard roll for Dragon Ice. Going back down to an MTA replay. Look at him getting a little out of shape down the straight. Up and over no man's land. They're dead even. Gets crossed up right there on that last set of cars. End over end roll for Dragon Ice. Justin Lamb is at a competition tonight. He put in one heck of an effort. And there you see the damage as MTA officials are down there now. Rolling the Dragon Ice machine back over on all 4 tires. It looks like a repeat from last Thursday night. The crew got that truck back together just for this evening. And let me tell you, it was running strong and running fast. Just lost it right there on that last set of cars. Unfortunate luck for Maximum Motorsports here tonight. They still got one truck in competition. However, Dragon Ice and Justin Lamb are going home on the trailer. They've got a lot of work to do. And up next in round 3 action, Stephen Hardway returns in the red primer Gravedigger machine. He has been looking bad fast all night long, but he has got a tough task at hand because in that near lane, Rich Wagner returning at a Wells Motorsports race team in that beautiful 1941 Willys. Stage now as we get set for green. Hard on the line, both trucks, Captain's Curse pulling slightly. Gravedigger coming back, and he picks up the win over the Captain's Curse machine. Both trucks got a little out of shape. Gravedigger does move on. And now we move on with round 3 action. The USA 1 Chevrolet back at the starting line. Jalen Buford looking bad, fast, and strong all night in that USA 1 Chevrolet. But over in the near lane, the crazy cat Jason Wook, he's been knocking them out left and right in the Prowler machine, who moves on to semifinals as we go green. Down the straight stretch now, both trucks looking even through no man's land, and USA 1 picks up the win. Big problems for Jason Wook in the Prowler machine. It looks like he got crossed up on that jump and sent it right into the pod in the center of the track, turns it over. Jalen Buford in USA 1 is in the semis. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we started off with 32 trucks. We are now down to 4 here at the Summer Heat Shootout. And up first, Wild Man Ryan Johnson returns to the starting line in Brodozer. He's looking strong out here, but over in the far lane, Shaggy, Matt Cheever, and Gravedigger the Legend. He's been out here strutting his stuff. He's made it all the way to the semis. He's got to knock off Brodozer here to go to the finals. As we get set for green, both trucks hard on the line, slight lead to the Legend. Brodozer coming back on him, but Shaggy was right there with him. I'm not sure who did pick up the win, but we are going to get an MTA official review. Both trucks letting it all hang out. Your winner will be Ryan Johnson and Brodozer, moving on to the finals. And now we decide who's going to meet Brodozer in the finals. Jalen Buford in the USA 1 Chevrolet. He has been bad fast all night. But another one who's been bad fast, that's Stephen Hardware in the Gravedigger machine over in the far lane. This one's going to be a knockdown drag-out to go to the finals. Both trucks stays at the line. There's the green light. They're even now through the straight, up and over no man's land, and Gravedigger turns it over. I don't know who got the win. I do believe USA 1 may have outran the Gravedigger as they came across the finish line. I'm not sure. We're going to go back to an MTA replay and figure it all out. Both trucks came hard off the line. You see maybe a slight lead to USA 1, but Gravedigger's hanging right there with him. Look at the air by Gravedigger, and just lost it there on that last set of cars. Tried to turn in and save it. Rocked up and rolled over on him. USA 1 does move on to the finals, but the story is Gravedigger. And I can't say enough, that truck was running fast and strong all night long. He was hanging door handle to door handle with the USA 1 Chevrolet. Unfortunately, Hardware turns it over there in the shutdown area. Little bit of damage done to Gravedigger, but he will be back, I can assure you that. As we get prepped and ready for the finals here at the Summer Heat Shootout, we are down to 2 competitors. Wild Man Ryan Johnson in the Brodozer machine. He won last month's event the All-American Throwdown, he finds himself back in the finals again. However, in the near lane, out of the Maximum Motorsports race team, Jalen Buford in the USA 1 Chevrolet. These guys have been running strong all night. Johnson Motorsports, Maximum Motorsports, Brodozer, USA 1. It's showtime here at the Summer Heat Shootout. USA 1 Photo Lead Brodozer coming back up and they come across the line almost at the same time. These guys were letting it all hang out here at the Summer Heat Shootout. USA 1 and Brodozer laying it all on the line as we head back now to an MTA replay. You see him come off the line. Jalen Buford and USA 1 holding a slight lead on Brodozer, but Brodozer laying down the horsepower here on that second jump. USA 1 takes a bad bounce. Your winner of the Summer Heat Shootout will be the Brodozer Machine. What an incredible race to close out the Summer Heat Shootout. And there you see your winner. 2 back-to-back championships out of the Johnson Motorsports race team. Congratulations to Ryan Johnson and Brodozer. And ladies and gentlemen, I sure hope you enjoyed tonight's Summer Heat Shootout. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting MTA. I can't do it without you, and I can't say it enough. Be sure if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next time.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about